What's everybody? My name is UXMA, aka Brandon. I just finished watching Friday Night Smackdown from Orlando. This Smackdown was kind of interesting. I don't know how to explain it. Let me explain it this way: a lot of matches, a lot of good matches. This Smackdown felt a little long, but only because I think a lot of matches got time, which is good, cool. A lot of cameos. Trick and Mello. We had Tiffany Stratton. We had uh, the Dawn and Stacks Tanning Stacks Lorenzo in the arena. So a lot of NXT stars were showing up. Wesley and Dragon Lee. So there was a lot going on in SmackDown. Plus, we had the rules of engagement for Roman and Jay for their match at SummerSlam for the undisputed Universal title. But overall, this felt very packed, but very rushed. And I'll get into it. I don't think this SmackDown was bad. I don't think it was terrible. I don't think anything like that. I just think it felt rushed, and I'll explain why. But let's get into the beginning start of the show. So we get a recap of last week's segment with Roman, with Jay, and everything that happened. Paul Heyman taking the super kick, all that stuff. So we get all that explained, and then we get the opening of SmackDown. It opens with the other four-way match for the United States Invitational. Is that Sheamus versus Rey Mysterio versus Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. And LA Knight comes out, cuts a promo, and then he kind of calls out all his challengers, which I was not surprised by. The man can talk his way through anything. I was so interested in seeing how they were going to do this. LA Knight got a good bit of offense in. Good little four-way. I couldn't explain I wouldn't be able to go through everything that happened in this match. This is probably the best match of the night overall. You had Cameron Grimes doing his thing. You had Sheamus doing 10 beats of Balor alongside Ray. Ray hitting a couple of 619s. Theory gets involved, or he gets thrown. Cameron gets thrown into him. Theory grabs Ray, throws him into the stairs. They try to take him out. Doesn't really work. Ray wins. He gets the pin on, I think, Grimes for the 1-2-3. So it's Ray versus Santos Escobar. I think a lot of people wanted it to be LA Knight. And I thought it was, even myself, I thought LA Knight was probably going to win this. Ray versus Santos is not really the best in the sense they're the same type. They're in the same group. They're both faces. This is going to be friendly competition. It's going to be kind of interesting how they explain this. If they explain it right, we're good. If they explain it kind of weirdly, we'll find out. But this match went about 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. So then we get a couple backstage segments. We get a backstage with Roman's with Paul Heyman staring and just kind of not saying much, and then Solo just stares at the lay. That's Roman holding. Then we get a backstage segment with Jay walking through the building, and he sees Channing, the Dawn of NXT, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. They're kind of talking it up, and then we get our next match, which is going to be for the women's title, it's a women's match of Charlotte Flair versus Io Sky, the Miss Money in the Bank. This match was so good, but I think the crowd wasn't into it as much as the LA Knight thing. Before the match, they did a recap of the whole Cody thing with Brock Lesnar, so they recapped that. Most of this match was good back and forth. Io was on top. Bayley was on commentary. Charlotte got back on top. Io tried to hit the moonsault, but Charlotte got out of it. Bayley tried to interfere, but then something on the Tron distracted her, which was Shotzi. Shotzi was calling Bayley's name. This was kind of creepy. Bayley just had to walk out. She was too freaked out. And then Charlotte won with the I think she hits the spear, and then she hits natural selection for the 1-2-3. So she does win. It is kind of weird that you're petting Io. She's the Money in the Bank winner, so she needs to get some wins. But the whole thing of, I think that they've had that philosophy of you can pen the Money in the Bank winner because they have Money in the Bank, so they're gonna probably cash in and win the title. So they can take a couple losses, which is weird. But nevertheless, we're getting a spinoff feud with Bayley, scared of Shotzi after what she did to her last week. I'm looking forward to all this. This is gonna be amazing. Then we get a couple more backstage segments. We get a backstage with Theory. Theory's like, I felt disrespected. I want a match with Santos tonight. And then Adam Pearce is like, cool, we'll have the match tonight for the U.S. title. Whoa. And Theory's like, I don't want the match for the title. He disrespects me. I just want the match so I can beat him up. And Pearce is like, I will make that official, so don't worry about it. So then we have that, but then also we had another small backstage segment where we had Dom was backstage, and Dom and Rhea was being interviewed. Butch walks up. Butch said he wants a match for the North American title, and Dom's like, I'm not wearing the right gear. I don't have the towel's not shined. We can't do it. Shawn Michaels walks up. Shawn Michaels says, I can think we can make that official for Dom's first defense for the North American title tonight. So that was really good. And then the Charlotte, I will say with the Charlotte match, so Asuka comes Charlotte versus Io. Charlotte wins, but Asuka comes out, puts her in an arm bar, beats her up, and stands tall. So they confirmed that we are getting the 3-way at SummerSlam. We also confirmed that we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Cody. We've also confirmed that we're also getting Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. We also getting Roman versus Jey, so that's all confirmed. So we have 3 matches confirmed for this night. So then after this, we get a small interesting thing where we get another match, and this match wasn't surprising. We get Austin Theory versus Santos Escobar. This match was really good. This match was actually really well done, but I think Theory's just held the belt for too long, and he's not really worth being the U.S. title holder. So Santos Escobar gets worked over. Santos fires back up. He wins. And so now Ray comes out to help at one point, and him and Ray kind of stand the turnbuckles and, cheer, but they're going to be kind of at odds with each other. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Ultimately, I'm going to be interested how they give this. I think Santos needs the win. I think he gives Santos that win. He faces Austin Theory, and he wins the belt. The big thing about the U.S. title, they didn't say it was going to be on SummerSlam, so we don't even know that yet, which is so weird because I think it should be. If you're going to do the match, don't do it on Smackdown before. It makes no sense, but I digress. I think the other thing about that is I'm hoping they try to find a balance of things. But then also, I don't really get what they're going to do with the U.S. title because Theory hasn't been captivating for fans. I think it's kind of he's just there. Then we get a backstage with Bayley. Bayley's like, we need to leave. We need to leave. We need to get out of here. I am not faking around. We need to leave. She sees her back. Her back has her face on it. And she grabs her stuff. Io tells her to grab her stuff, and they just get out. Because she's so freaked out by Shotzi. Then we get the Trick and Mello talking to Bobby Lashley. We don't know what that's gonna be going on with that. Is it building a new faction, which they teased on Raw? So this new faction is going to be very interesting. I like the fact this faction's there for a reason, so it's just not something out of the blue. So then we get the last match, our main event, before we get the Roman segment. So it was Butch versus Dom for the North American title. This match was so good, even though Dom's not the best wrestler. I think Butch really can work with anything. Butch working the hands, Rhea getting involved. Rhea tries to help Dom cheat by giving her the chain. She retracts the ref. Rich Holland comes out, takes the chain away from Dom. Then as that's happening, we see Pretty Deadly come out. Elton Prince is hurt with the shoulder injury, so he's in a wheelchair, rolling him down. Butch and Rich Holland kind of look at Elton Prince and kind of about to beat him up. Kit Wilson punches, or actually reverse. Kit Wilson was in the chair. Elton Prince was outside. Elton Prince was rolling him down. Elton Prince punches Butch, but then Ridge chases him off. Then they both chase off the other one, and then Butch chases the other one off, and he gets back in the ring. Dom gets help from Rhea to retain the North American title. This match, I think this was the best way to keep Dom healed, because everybody boos him anyway. People are booing about the building. They love the boom. I don't think it's going to be bad that you're booing Dom Mysterio, but I think it's interesting that you're going to have to make him lose his house some way. So he's on SmackDown. He's going to lose it in 2 weeks. He's going to lose it in 2 weeks at Great American Bash. I don't really think that's going to change much, because I think he loses it to either Wesley gets it back, or I think Mustafa Ali gets it, unless you're going to keep Dom with the belt for a lot longer. Then we had the rules of engagement segment. So Jay Uso comes out, Roman comes out, and Roman's like, so you really want to do this? You really want to fight me? You really want this title? Okay, then it's your funeral. But then Jay's like, you know what? I'll take that chair and beat you up with it. I'll put you through the announce table. I'll put you through this table if I had to. I would take that lady's shoe and slap you with it. So he's pretty much like, I don't care. You hurt my brother. I'm gonna fight you no matter what. And I love the fact they're giving this Jay the spotlight, because Jay's been a very good character. And I love the fact that Jay's have that fire. He cares about his family. He cares about everything, but you went too far by hurting his own brother. I think that's the thing. Then Solo tries to hit. They both sign a contract. Solo tries to hit Jay. Roman stops him. Jay hits the super kick on Solo. Before that, Roman takes a layoff, takes the belt off, lays the lay on top of the belt. I don't know what that symbolizes, but it can symbolize two things. One, you're going to need your title match for the Universal title. But also, if I lose, I'm no longer tribal chief. That would be an interesting way to do that. It'd be so much fun. After talking about the show, I actually have to give the show some credit. There was a lot of stuff on here. It was actually a really well done show. It was kind of action packed. It did feel a little long at points, but at least it was a lot of stuff on here. It wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. And you integrated NXT, which should have been done anyway. You're in Orlando. You kind of have to do that. So we're getting a lot of stuff we need to get out. We're getting the 3-way for the women's title. We're getting Roman versus Jay. We're also getting Cody versus Cody versus Brock. I think the only thing they should have done is let LA Knight win that 4-way. But I don't mind you stopping this because I think you can let the fans keep building for him and keep building to make it. And it's just, I think, keep building that because Alliance over. Alliance over like Rover. He's people are liking him so much they're chanting along to his promos. Like they're saying LA Knight. They're saying yeah. So I'm not saying the man's not. I'm not saying that he should have won a night, but I think it would probably have been a really good time to see the crowd really behind him. But eventually, when he gets that win, it's gonna be awesome. So I do thank you for listening. Hope you did enjoy it. I would end up giving this show 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. I think there's only one women's segment, which was kind of I feel kind of bad. You only had the one women's segment officially. Rhea had the promo with Dom. She's been doing that for a while. And then we have some backstage stuff. So you have smaller things. But like I said, 4.5 out of 5. So that's not a bad score. But I said I would go out of your way to watch this SmackDown. The big things you need to watch: the rules of engagement, the 4-way contenders match for the finals of the U.S. Invitational Tournament, and Charlotte versus Io. I think those are the big 3 things. You can skip the recap with Roman or skip the recap with Brock Cody. There's the other recap from last week for the women's stuff. You can skip that. There's and then there's some smaller things. I think the promo stuff works out very well. But overall, like I said, really good show. I do thank you for listening. Hope you did enjoy it. I will put this up tomorrow morning, so I'm going to edit this down, put it up for everybody, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule. Monday, doing Raw. Tuesday, the Anime Dojo, episode 14. And then SmackDown on Friday. And SmackDown Saturday morning. I'll probably record it after SmackDown on Friday. And then all my other gaming stuff. I have so much Street Fighter, so much Formula 1. I might be getting Diablo soon, so I'll be doing other games like that. So check everything on the YouTube channel. That is just at BMAX78, aka Brandon McClendon is the channel name. But like I said, do thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and hope to see you next time. See you.